Welcome back to Boring Reviews.
Boring Land.
Oh, just kidding.
Blasphemer!
All
Hello,
right.
Boring Review Nation!
Kind of pointless.
We know all things.
All right, welcome back to Boring Reviews, where you are ready for some Mirzapur. Nick here.
Bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum. Bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum. Yo, I'm feeling Moona right now, bro. I don't know, yo, dude. I'm telling you, bro, right now. No joke, man. I might change the name from Gabe Gaitonde to Gabe Chapati, bro. Ooh, just gangsters, bro. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for the show. Nick, just tell everybody the story. So we've been waiting for this thing to drop. We went crazy when we had the about a month ago, a little over a month ago, they dropped the preview for it or whatnot, the sneak peek, and we were on our stream this morning. Nick, tell them what happened, bro.
So if we have any internet issues, we've restarted this video a few times, so we apologize that in advance. We were doing our CFA stream for SRH versus come on, Rajasthan Royals.
The Royals, yeah.
And they had told us, Mirzapur 2 is coming out today. We're like, no, guys, calm down, not until the 23rd. They said, no, it's on there right now. We said, what? How dare they? We had the best viewers that let us know about it. Sure enough, it was on there. Right when we found out, work started, and we said, why is life got to be so cruel? And so as soon as the clock was over, we were bouncing. We were going to do a live viewing with you guys. That wasn't going to happen. We jumped right into it. This is our episode 1 review. Episode 1 from Mirzapur. This is my most anticipated series of any kind this year. So excited for it. And let me give a little spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen. Let me give a little spoiler alert. Episode 1 was fantastic. I absolutely love this episode. That is not me just trying to play to any kind of audience. This is me being me as always. I loved it.
First and foremost, let me ask you a question. How close were you to calling out today? My throat started getting itchy, my ears. I was like, I was trying to work on my sick voice so I could call. I'm not going to be able to make Man, I'm just saying, I almost got sick today, okay? But, I will say that I almost understand what you're saying, because Sacred Games season 1 was amazing. And then season 2 was a little bit of a letdown. And, you didn't know what to expect, but Mirzapur season 2, the very first episode, picked up right where it left off. This show is bananas, bro. Absolutely bananas. I'm so excited to talk about it.
The show itself. This is full of spoilers, guys. If you've not watched episode 1, go check it out first and then come back. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. This episode, I'm going to start off by saying this. This episode was so cinematic, in my opinion. This was like watching a film. It was an hour, which is awesome. Even the recap was fantastic for 6 minutes. But this was so cinematic. The tone. This is what I wanted in this episode. This is what I want in this series. I don't like anything that's given too freely, too easily. This episode, you feel the pain of what Golu's going through, of what Gudu's going through, and he's still out of his mind. Dimpy, I forgot she had to witness all that nonsense. You feel the tone and the pain of the aftermath of their whole world being racked and turned upside down. Moona himself, who was, he was the ferocious one at the end of that red wedding, as you call it. He had battle wounds and some battle scars, but the episode it was paced perfectly. You had every character. What are they doing? But it wasn't in a like run of the numbers type of a situation of what are they doing. It was so cinematic. It was so crisp. Everything was just done so amazingly. This is a master class in season 2, episode 1 of any kind of series.
I agree with that. I think that, right from the beginning, what I like is that you're getting the aftermath of everything that's happened. All right. And listen, there's going to be repercussions. There's got to be, when something this big happens, it can't just be like, okay, there are no repercussions. And, you almost make, you basically make the Tripatis the Superman complex, which is why a lot of people don't like Superman as a character, right? Because he's overpowered, right? Other than kryptonite, there's nothing. So there's got to be repercussions. And immediately you see all the repercussions come into fruition from the Red Wedding, the failed attempt on Gouda. You see, bro, you can feel all three prediction. I'm telling you right now, these guys are going to tear each other apart. And I'm talking about the Chapatis. And I don't know who is going to be the last man standing, but you see the old man, the skull. I want to taste the flesh of the dough again.
The
like,
dough's
what was
warm
that?
flesh.
I thought he was just trying to make sure the seed,
Dude.
the dough's warm flesh. I thought he was just trying to keep the chapati seed going. No, he's trying to like get. So that's going to cause issue. And did you peep? Who saw it when they were eating, when kind of she was shied off and he tried to touch her head?
Oh yeah, Colleen's like, excuse me, Bina, and then she had to pay the respects and touch the foot.
And touch the foot, and then
awesome.
But no. But the henchman, the top henchman,
Makpul
kind of looked at it like he kind of watched his reaction. He was like, something's going on there. You know what I mean? So you got that. Then you got Muna being an idiot, but now he's talking about I'm invincible, which you would think about that now. He doesn't realize, I've caused these issues for my family, okay? Lala's no scrub. Lala's no chump, bro. He's a heroin dealer. You think he's going to go into his daughter's wedding, splatter people's brains over the floor, kill her fiance, and there's no repercussions, and he's just completely, like, it doesn't matter. And you can see that Khalid, Khalid. I forget his real name on the show. Everybody just calls him Khalid. He has a different name on the show. But the head, the middle chapati. I won't even call him the old chapati. That's the other one. But Khalid, he's realizing the ramification of Muna's actions and the fact that Muna's still an idiot. You know what I'm saying? And he's caused them all these issues. These guys are going to tear each other apart. I cannot wait, bro.
Well, it's following a formula of the first season where Muna was doing Muna things, and Colleen is just like, he's like, okay, he's my son. I love him, but he's driving me crazy. Let's talk about Muna. Muna, at the end of the last season, where he started to turn a corner, and we're like, okay, this guy, he's whatever has dropped, right? He's becoming a man. He's still Muna. He's still Muna in this episode. Like you said, he had this revelation. I'm immortal. No one can kill me. Where have we heard that from before, Guy Tonde, right? No one can kill me. And his dad several times is like, freaking heck. Like, I mean, he didn't say those words. He said something else. He's like, really? Immortal? Give me a break. Like, he's walking away, rolling his eyes like, Muna, what are you doing? Muna still has no plan, right? That was the failure at the Red Wedding. He had no plan. He was going by emotion. He could have taken out Gudu. He could have taken out Golu. He didn't see that she's a mastermind in the making. He did not have a plan, and things didn't work out. And unfortunately for him, he left Gudu alive. He wants he is the perfect quintessential of this generation. He wants all the glory, but not really putting in the work. I love that they didn't make him just this awesome boss right at the beginning. He's still making mistakes. I can't stand myself, Muna, whatsoever. My one complaint about this entire episode, why in the world does Muna heal miraculously from 5 gunshots and Gudu can barely even move in his bed? How come he can heal so quickly? He got 5 shots in the back.
Well, that I think I can answer. But before I say that, I got to say I disagree with you completely. Why do I disagree with you?
You love Muna. He's the same Muna.
But no, not only is he the same Muna, but he's a flawed character, and it's real. You know who 50 Cent is, right? 50 Cent gained fame really. People didn't even know who he was as a rapper because he was a very obscure rapper. I knew who he was because I was from New York, and underground, everybody knows this kid 50 gets at people. He can rap. The point is, he became famous because he got he got shot 9 times, and it was funny. I forgot what I think Chris Rock was talking about it on the comedy special. He's like, "Man, have you heard that new 50 Cent album?" He's like, "Can he rap? He got shot 9 times." He's like, "But can he flow? He got shot 9 times." I mean, is it creative? He got shot 9 times. And then I remember listening to an interview with 50, and they said, after getting shot 9 times, do you think you would have just gotten away from gangster rap and that image or whatever? And he said, you know what? Honestly, it just made me worse now because I just realized I can't control what everything else is out of my control. So if I'm gonna live my life in fear, Joe Blow off the corner can come and get me. You know what I'm saying? Like coming that close to death does do something to people where they get that kind of mentality where either I'm immortal or, I can't really control it. It's out of my control. So I'm going to do what I want while I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And you see that inside of Muna. Now, yes, is he still the same flawed character? I'm glad they didn't all of a sudden make him a master genius because he was never that. He was a spoiled, rich kid for lack of a better word, inheriting the kingdom. But his dad called him out. He's like, oh yeah, you're going to expand the gun business? How? If that was, Gouda, if
and
that
what
was,
did he do? And he's just like, well, I haven't gotten to that part yet. That's what I'm saying. Did I say he's a bad character? No, I can't stand him. He's the same goofball Muna. He's the same guy who sits there. He just wants, and then what does he do? Like a little whiny baby. Hey, have you had enough with your 4 bowls? Get out of here right now. Because he got his dad is just like, and his dad has these great lines. His dad has all this wisdom, and he just wants it to happen for Muna. He gave Muna his way of helping him learn is by giving him too much power at the end of the last season, and he's realizing I still got to babysit this guy.
Right. And as far as the healing is concerned, here's the difference. They both got shot up, right? Muna had himself an ICU in his bedroom because his dad is rich with private doctors. He had ventilators. They said he was asleep in a coma for like 7 days while they're stealing medicine to try to make a Gouda better.
No, I get that, but doesn't the body still have to heal, though? The body still has to heal. Now, I understand if Gouda had like an infection from a bad medicine or bad medical treatment, they got a guy there at gunpoint for crying out loud. Right. I understand that. Money's going to buy you better medicine, but his body is healing 5 gunshots for crying out loud.
Do you remember him getting shot that many times at the end? I thought he just got shot one time. I thought he got shot one time and he jumped over the table, but I don't remember him getting popped that many times.
I thought it was hilarious, a little exchange with him and his friend, and he's like counting. He's like, don't you dare count that last one. He's like, dude, it's okay. I know where it is. You tell me about it all the time. I mean, that guy is such a goofball. I'm not sure why this guy keeps his moral. I mean, I know loyalty or whatever. Again, once he gets rid of that goofball, then he shows that he's grown up a little bit. He needs to get himself some serious people around him, but he just wants everything to be his way. But again, it's a great character because it's given us a lot to talk about. I want to move right into some of the minor characters real quick. So you have Sweetie's dad, who for the first time, he's ticked at the Tripathis, right? And he goes in there and he puts his hand on a gun for a second, and Muna and all that kind of stuff. And he wants more than what Colleen's going to offer him. Colleen's response was he played that like a fiddle. He played that absolutely perfectly. Yes, we feel bad. I understand. I got my son right here. He tries to talk back. He puts his hand. He's like, listen, you have another daughter, don't you? Yeah. I think you should worry about her and where she's at, because it would be a shame if you lost both of them. Don't you think?
He wouldn't get it out the holster, and Makpoo would have laid him out, bro. All right.
Oh, for sure.
He would have got
The thing that made me really excited and really interested with that character, we only get him for a few seconds. He goes to the police guy, the guy that we're like, oh, he's going to clean up everything. The guy who we thought died in the last season. And all the police guys died around him, but he stayed alive. And I thought, this is a dumb idea. This guy's going to get revenge. Nope. It worked perfectly. When the guy comes to him, when a Sweetie's dad comes to him and says, hey, I'm ready to get on board. I'll do whatever you want. You just give me the power and I'll make it happen. And he's like, no. He's like, I see what happened to your family. That's not going to happen to my family. I'm not going to mess with these guys. I'm going to do things the way they've always been done here in Mirzapur. Have some ice cream, calm down. I'm going home to my family. That was super interesting. This guy who thought he was a super cop, he's like, nope, not going to mess. That was real life right there. That showed someone who's making a business decision and said, no, I got to protect my family. I thought that was a great little moment.
I tell you, I got family in law enforcement, right? And one of the hardest things to make cases, is getting people to testify. And then you would think, if they do something, I still got to live here. All right. That's public records. If I testify, even if you got nothing to do with it, first and foremost, I'm a snitch. Nobody wants to be a snitch in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Plus, yes, my testimony may put that one guy away, right? That one drug dealer, that one stick-up kid, whoever. That one guy, you don't think he has friends and family? And here's the reality about it. Like family of mine have told me, I'm not going to put anybody specifically, but Yeah, if you get a big RICO case, if it's a big drug case, if it's something like that, yeah, there's witness protection program. But you think they put every single witness in with it? But no, you're basically testifying at your own peril. You know what I'm saying? They're only going to protect you if the case is that big. But if the case is just your average drive-by, your average drug dealer, your average, there are no protections or whatever. Your name gets revealed in court transcripts or whatever. That their lawyers have access to that information. Again, those people have family. They have friends. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reality of it. And I love that they showed that where, man, this happens in law enforcement quite often, more than you think, where sometimes cops won't even go after certain people because it's like, it ain't even worth it. You know what I'm saying? That's just being real, man. But I love all the layers of this show. My gosh.
Yes. Talking about layers, there's more layers, just small little moments that were beautiful, cinematic. What about Babalu and Gudu's parents, right? The dad, the lawyer, who's this tough lawyer, he's falling apart. He drops something, the mom comes out, and she's just like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And he just starts crying. And heartbreaking stuff. So many great moments. Let me tell you about my favorite characters so far. I'm not done yet, but let me just talk about my favorite characters. Last season, it was very easy. It was Gudu, it was Babalu, it was Colleen. Those are my three favorite characters. The rest, and Makpool, maybe. The rest, whatever. I have some new favorites right now. You still got Gudu up there, but he's healing, so he's not able to do too much. I'm talking about Golu, right? I'm talking about Dimpy, Colleen, and I'm talking about the man Sherrod. I love this guy, and I'm supposed to hate him because I know his end game is to get revenge for his father's death. Sherrod, the new king of Jaunpur, the son of Radhi Shankar. This guy, the actor, does a fantastic job. He is so stoic. He's like a junior Colleen. He should have been Muna. He should have been Colleen's son because this guy he's so smart. He's so intelligent. He's very calm. He's not going by emotions. And it's interesting because they give us the little metaphor, if you want, with the mom playing chess and how she's talking about you got to play both sides. You got to be close with the enemy and the foe. You have to be close to victory and defeat to have the best control. And he is playing the long game, the chess game. We don't know exactly what his end game is. We don't know exactly what he wants to do, but you can tell he's playing chess. I love his character. I cannot wait to see more that he's doing. What do you think about the man Sherrod?
I love Sherrod. Before I talk about Sherrod, he may be my new favorite character other than Muna. I got to go back to the father. This is what bothers me, right? His sons, and I get his pain. Like you said, that was an awesome scene. But his sons begged him to drop this case. You went on your virtuous, nobody's above the law, whatever. This whole season, everything, this storyline happened because he tried to do his job. I give him, to his credit, he tried to do his job in a corrupt town of Mirzapur, knowing it was the son of the king of Mirzapur. Now that cost you your family. That cost you, and go back and think about it. Was it worth it? You let the guy, he's been doing it for 20 years. This family runs this town. I'm so angry at him because all he had to do was just drop the case, but he wanted to be holier than thou and virtuous. And now look what happened. So I think that was like, I think he's going to have a story arc. They wouldn't have even gone back to him if he did, where maybe somehow he figures out a legal way to get to, and we're going to talk about that later, a legal way to get the Tripathis off of the throne, because that's got to be his life mission now. You've cost my son his life. For all I know, my other son's dead. If not, my daughter's also on the run. You've destroyed my family. If his life mission now isn't to go after these guys, then what were you doing before? You know what I'm saying? What were you doing before? But talking about Sherrod, this guy is Colleen. He's going to end up, in my opinion, at the end, being the last man standing, the last of the Mohicans, all right?
Let me talk about the father real quick, because I completely disagree. And we had this disagreement in the first season. Okay. This is the thing. His father, his whole work is to fight against these gangster families the best way he knows how. And by following the law. The guy's a lawyer, for crying out loud, doing it the best he can. He's got to be tough at certain times. His sons, who were on a wonderful path in college or whatever, on a dime they get in trouble and they join the family of his enemy. They join these people that he's trying to take down, and they get, especially Gudu, more and more corrupt doing it and enjoying the power. And Gudu, I love the guy to death. He's the one that brings the family. He's the one that, and he's going to suffer for it. He's going to go through it at some point this season. He's the one that brought this upon his family. As much as I love the guy, he did. He went too far. He was trying to be Mr. Universe. He was trying to get all the attention. He at the end of the day, he still had Sweetie. He still had a pregnant wife. He had all this kind of stuff. He pushed Muna too far. Babalu was trying to be the end game and slow things down. He was telling, you can't do this. You can't do it. Calm down. The father, how are you going to do your whole life work for 30 years plus? You have a family you got to worry about. Your son joins the criminal ranks, joins the opposition, and you're going to turn off everything that you believe in. You're going to stop everything that you do because there's a chance that your family could get hurt because your son is bringing the enemy to your house. No way, Jose. It's on Gudu. The big thing is the father and Gudu, they've got to find some way to reconcile so they can work together and get this thing taken care of, because now there's one goal in sight. Get justice for Babalu. Justice for Gudu is going to be revenge. Justice for the dad is to get these guys behind bars. But they've got to work together to get that done. Those are my 2 cents. I like the opposition views because that's what you want, especially in a review. That's the way I look at it.
Right. And I mean, like you said, there's just different perspective, different viewpoints to it. I just think, again, ultimately, if it was like he was a new prosecutor in town or a new lawyer in town, that's one thing. He lives in Mirzapur. These guys have been operating for 30 years. It's not like he didn't know them. Why didn't he go after them before? You know what I'm saying? For all the tons of crimes, you have to just be realistic and understand, like that cop did. He went out there and said, now I understand. He was new in town. I excuse his trying to go after the Chapatis because he didn't know. He didn't know.
Couldn't have Gudu, who's new to it, to your point, couldn't Gudu have calmed down himself? No, he was too emotional. He was too drugged up. The father could have been a little more intelligent about what was happening. Let me get my family out of here. Let's protect us. But at the same time, I've been working for this for 30 years, right? Chapathi's dad's been doing this for a long time. You're going to mess it up with a few stupid testosterone-driven decisions. But back to Sherrod. Sherrod is fantastic. What are your thoughts about him?
Sherrod, he's my new favorite character outside of Muna, bro. Okay? This guy is so intelligent, so stoic, right? You got Sherrod, who, I remember I was like, who is this dude with the gold gun, shaves his head or whatever? And we find out he's the son of Radhi Shankar, and he's got to be hurting. And at no time do you even see any kind of emotion the way, to your credit, Muna is. He does everything on emotion. Everything he does is calculated. Every single thing. And his mother even tells him, you want no parts, like you mentioned, you want no parts of this life before. But he's like, you know what? Sometimes you're born into it. You inherit it. I got to do what I got to do to a certain extent. And then you see his first course of action where I was even thinking, they're at a meeting with all his dudes, right? And this just shows his level of intelligence, right? And he's like, those two never paid tribute even to your father. And he goes back and looks, what? Those two never. And he's like, okay. So then they're talking because, they're in the liquor business. Liquor business doing good, gentlemen. Yeah, those two don't pay the tribute even to your father. It's like, okay. So he asked them, you guys don't pay tribute? And they're like, nope, we didn't pay to your father. We're not paying to you. He's like, okay. So he looks at his man and says, now, I was thinking right now, and this is where my impulsiveness would have got me in trouble. I'm Muna. What would Muna have done? Muna would have got up and
he would have got a gun and shot him right in the head. Yep.
Exactly. But what does he do? He turns to his man and says, cut off their liquor, give it to them, and they can sell the supply now. Sell it cheaper. I don't care about the profit. Undercut them, get them out of business. If there's a problem, you guys can take care of it.
And then they say, but we don't have the demand in our area. What does he say? Go sell on their turf.
Go sell in their turf. And now he just started a turf war, but between those gangsters, because the dude said right away, he said, you know what? Those who had the product own the turf. Yep. He didn't even have to bust out and
pulled that sucker out. Yep.
The other dude busted out a gun for him. That's intelligence. Yep. That's playing both sides, like you said. And the enemy of my enemy is my friend. If he would have gone and shot that dude, no questions asked, now somebody in that room was going to feel some kind of way about it because they still do think he's a young guy. He just inherited this business or whatever. The way he handled that was so smart. I'm like, oh, this dude's a gangster. Oh, this dude's a gangster. That was, man, you're right. One of the best characters so far this season.
And I love his reaction, like you said, because it's not emotional. Think about the other guys in the room that aren't involved in that, and they're watching this. If he would have got popped, the other guy would have got popped. They would have said, okay, so if we don't do what he wants, he's just going to end our lives after we've worked so hard. I'm going to get to him first. But if they know that the worst thing that's going to happen is now I'm going to lose some money, which is more important to most people, right, and they say, my life's not in danger, but my money is, let me be smart about it, they're going to be more willing to play ball because they see that you're not being emotional. It was fantastic. This guy is brand new, and this guy knows what he's doing. It was a beautiful scene. And yeah, the other guys right away, they're like, it's our turf now because we sell the product. Oh, I love that so much. And those guys who are sitting there with their drinks or whatever, so fantastic. I love that character. I love the situation. I don't love the situation. I appreciate the acting and the character art with Dimpy, where, you know, she's this beautiful sister of theirs, but she didn't really have much of a story arc because besides being friends with Sweetie and a few other girls here or there, she is put in this situation she didn't want to be. She was at the wedding as a friend. She was put in this survival situation. It gave me like a Walking Dead feel when they were at that shack and they were trying to protect Gudu. Golu's taking charge, but I really like Dimpy's. And then it was so heartbreaking seeing her having to defend herself with the way she did. And you can see that she was already realizing this is a different world than I was in before when I was kidnapped by Muna and I didn't know what to do. Now it's either there's no one around the tree that's going to save my life. I either protect myself or I don't. And it was her instincts to run after that guy who had gotten away. It was her instincts to make sure he didn't get away. And I loved how real it was because her little altercation, she like hits him with a double fist like you see in a wrestling move. That's not going to do anything, but she had to stop him by any means necessary. What do you think about Dimpy?
I think she's the weakest link, bro, because and
she's going to grow.
To your point, it's reality, right? Where she's not going to become a gangster overnight. Okay, nope. She's a young kid that didn't want to be in that situation. She went after him, not even thinking, how am I going to stop this full-grown man? She hits him with the double fist. It does nothing. He's beating the bricks off of her. She went for all ladies. Let me tell you something. You can blow on it, and you're gonna drop a dude over. Always go for the jewels. Oh, I teach my daughter, go for the jewels. It's gonna work. Okay, that ain't TV. That's real life. All right, this ain't reality TV, cousin. That's real life. Go for the jewels. She went for the jewels. She gets the upper hand. She can end them. She hits him with the rock. She gets the knife, but she don't got it in her. She had it in her to defend herself, but she didn't have it in her to kill him. So I like that because that's a hard thing to do.
Yep. I like that progression.
Cross that line. You know what I'm saying? And many people don't have that in them, okay? Many people think they do, but when it comes down to it, you know what I'm saying? Until you know, unless it's a heat of the moment thing, most people just don't have that. They're not built that way. You know, I'm not. I know I'm not built that way. If I got to defend my family, that's one thing. But just once I get the upper hand, once I'm no longer in danger, I can't just consciously do that and take another human being's life. However, before you get to her, I got to get to her.
Oh no! Don't dare you!
I loved it. That was raw. Holy! All you saw was the blood skirt. And she's just going. She has crossed the line. Now, my opinion is she's still hurt because, of course, Babalu died, and that, you know, her and Babalu had their thing or whatever. Her sister died. This lady, she's lost everything. So you could see her rage, and it was so realistic because she doesn't know how to shoot a gun. And most people are going to say, how did she miss him? They're across the room. First of all, guys, that was like a 45. That thing's got kicked. She's aiming too high. The dude's kind of dug. It could easily happen because at that range, if you don't have knowledge of using a gun, especially a gun with that kind of caliber, I can easily see you not being able to hit him. But she was trying to kill him. You see, she's gone over the edge. And dude, that was, bro. It was remnant of my boy Faisal from Gang.
I was gonna say, was that the same thing when he goes after his friend? I was just gonna say.
One thing is shooting somebody. It can happen in the heat of the moment or whatever. But when you poking somebody, just...
That's why the Joker prefers that weapon of choice.
Look, Coach, just right in the neck, too. I was like, oh, my gosh. And you said it. You said she's going to be a gangster this season. I was like, bro, she's an egghead. What's she...
Holy cow. I saw in the trailer. Golu, she is Babalu 2.0, but she's going to have... and it's going to sound like we're glorifying violence, okay? We just love this show. We understand this is the realm of a fictional show. She is the perfect combination of brains and the willing to do what you need to do in the situation of that brutality. And you can tell the actress is so phenomenal. I got to give her some credit. Sweta Tripathi. Everyone's last name is Tripathi, for crying out loud. Her real life name, Sweta Tripathi. The actress did such a fantastic job because you can see in her eyes, she is all in. She is on the revenge tour, the justice tour, whatever you want to call it. She's all in. Her first job is to get Gudu back to health because she realized she's intelligent. I need this guy on my side. I may not like him. I may be mad at him because he got my sister killed, but I don't have time for those emotions right now. I have got to get him better. And the whole scene where he's going crazy and he's freaking out, and she's like, here's the gun. Go ahead and take it. And it reminded me of you. I'm waiting when you ask a question. I'll wait, right? Come and get the gun. He could not get it because he could not move. She's like, okay, get your crap together. You got to heal because we need you right. She's over there. She's breaking the stores, getting food. She's getting medicine. She had gotten this doctor got. She is doing watch, for crying out loud. They have given her such a phenomenal platform, such a phenomenal character arc. I cannot wait to see what happens. I feel bad partly for Colleen's family because she's coming after him. And the biggest error, and this was a great episode, and it's not the writer's fault. The biggest error that Moon is making right now is he's not on the search for Gudu right now. Gudu's hurt. Gudu's injured. Gudu's got Golo with him. He's not going after him. I don't want to go too much into that. That's his biggest mistake. But the last thing I want to say, because we've talked about so many great things. This is such a great episode. The last thing I want to say is how I was so intrigued with the politics side of this episode. I didn't care about, JP Yadav in the first episode. I thought he was a kind of a whining baby. This guy gets slapped and reprimanded by his brother, who's a bigger dog in the politics field for their party. The election's coming up. He said, how dare you? I told you to control it. If you can't control it, I'm going to take care of it. JP sees that his future could be taken away from him because he's got basically an easy ride here. So he goes to Tripathi. Tripathi's playing the mind games, and eventually he says, listen, my brother's aware of what you're doing. This is an order from him, from the minister himself. You get your stuff together or he's going to handle it. And that is what made the show even more real. Now the government's involved. They were looking the other way because of money, but now you're messing up with us and our election and our party. You're ruining our name. And I'm not saying that party is that way in real life. This is just a show. But with the platform they've created for themselves in the show, I love the politics side because now it gives JP Yadav a little bit of a play. And I absolutely love that it gave it another layer where it puts Colleen on a level of responsibility. He's got to be a little careful. And now he wants Muna. And you can see the look in his eyes. He's not going to give up his son. I can't wait to see what happens there.
I'm glad you mentioned that part because a lot of people might be able to miss that. But here's the thing. That's real life, people. And when I tell you real life, not just because I got a family in law enforcement, but I do. But here's the thing, guys. I don't know if you guys even know, back in the 80s, there was this big drug dealer named Rick Ross, right? A lot of people don't even know who Rick Ross anymore. You can look up documentaries. He's out of jail since then. Not the rapper that used to be what do you call it? A corrections officer, but the real Rick Ross, Ricky Ross, okay? Freeway Rick Ross, they called him. And Ricky Ross was really important because he got involved without knowing. He was the biggest drug dealer in California. And he got involved not knowing with people who were directly involved with the Iran-Contra scandal, okay? And the point was this, his lawyer was in court like, look, cocaine does not grow here in the United States, all right? People in the hood do not got planes. People in the hood don't got boats. So that gets here somehow. Bottom line, you know who has boats and planes and has the ability to get drugs in and out of the country? The people in the government. So someone at some level turns the other eye because that's what funds also, and you find out in the Iran-Contra story, what they were doing, which was basically letting them sell drugs so that they could use a profit to then probably give it to the Contras so the Contras could get weapons or whatnot. Whole bunch of politics there. But there's always a level of politics involved, bro. That's just the reality of it because there's money involved. Believe me, that wouldn't happen. But because there's money involved, and money is what gets politicians elected, there's always a certain sense of we need these guys to do what they do so that we can make money. Right now, it's funny, we're in the middle of a presidential race. I was watching last night, and they were talking about the war chest, bro, between what these politicians, these two presidential hopefuls in our country, Trump and Biden, are spending. Nick, that's the annual GDP for most countries. They're spending it on an election. Holy cow.
Crazy.
Money's in politics, all right?
All in, yep. Yep.
And that's the thing. So they know they need Tripathi because his dirty money helps fund their them as politicians and get some votes, and they can get their commercial and get. But at the same time, you can and then mess around with other people who also are feeding the coffers, like Lala. And here's my prediction. The new genius, the super genius. That's what I'm gonna call him. Your boy, Ravi Shankar's son, Sharad Shankar. Not Sweetie. R.I.P. Sweetie. Sorry, Sweetie. Okay. Golu. That's gonna be the trifecta. It's gonna be Ravi Shankar's son, and who's gonna bring them all together? It's gonna be Golu, and Gouda, and that's gonna be the coalition that's gonna take down the Tripathis. I guarantee you. I see the writing on the. Oh, I can't wait! Listen, I like Muna, but he better get popped this season, because if he doesn't, he's gonna cost his dad and everybody everything. They already said, no. You got 24 hours. You give me your son, or we're coming after you.
That would be foolish. For the show writers. This is my prediction for what's going to happen by the end of the season. Colleen's going down, right? Grandfather's going to survive. He's going to watch some more nature videos and learn some things. Colleen's going down, and you're going to have Amuna unhinged. Tell me you don't want to see that in season 3. He's going to lose his mind, and then he's going to be his own demise at the end of season 3. That's just my prediction. Guys, we are hitting 40 minutes on this. This is almost as long as the episode. We love this so much. It's a great episode. Let us know what you think. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what you're thinking in response to many of the points that we had here. I'm sure we missed something, but it's absolutely fantastic. Like I said before, this is the way the first episode in a season 2 from a very successful season 1 is supposed to go. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And in the words of Pankaj Tripathi, until next time,
we know all things.